Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're exploring a deeply profound concept. Just take a second and think about the afternoon. For most of us, it's really just that circadian rhythm slump in the day, right? It's that moment you grab your second cup of coffee, stare at the clock, and literally pray for 5 p.m. to roll around. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if the afternoon isn't just some boring block of hours, but actually a profound, tangible measure of time passing us by?
Think about the stark contrast between the two halves of our day. We have the freshness of morning, which is just full of potential, bright light, and endless energy. But then, as we transition into the lengthening shadows of the afternoon, the light completely changes. Honestly, the air itself almost feels different. And this fading intensity represents a much deeper shift, one that, let's face it, we are usually way too busy to actually notice in our daily routines.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever been sitting at your desk, or maybe just staring out the window, and felt this sudden, almost inexplicable melancholy as the afternoon sun lowers? Just a fleeting sense of sadness as the day begins to pack up and leave. Well, that physical observation of the sun going down actually triggers a deeply psychological response within us. It's an instinctive, quiet recognition that something is ending.
And this brings us right to the core thesis of our source material today. The afternoon is not just a time of day. It is a mirror of our lives. So we're going to go on a bit of a metaphorical journey today to understand exactly why this specific time of day is absolutely crucial for our personal growth and why acknowledging this mirror can completely change the way we live.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the shift in the day, when the sun begins to set.
So before we can even grasp the spiritual metaphor here, we have to look at the undeniable physical mechanics of the afternoon. The morning freshness ends, the midday intensity fades. The whole day is just quietly moving downward. And even if we're buried in our work, glued to our screens, completely disconnected from nature, this physical decline is still happening right outside. The peak has passed, and we are officially on the descent, whether we consciously acknowledge it or not.
Which brings us nicely to Section 2, the mirror of life. Youth quietly slipping away.
Now, this is where the source text makes a truly fascinating leap. It maps the physical decline of the sun directly onto the human lifespan. It introduces this concept from a philosophical framework known as the ninth word, and according to this philosophy, the afternoon serves as a profound reminder that our youth, which, let's be honest, we almost always assume is going to last forever when we're in the middle of it, quietly fades exactly like that afternoon light. We all suffer from this illusion of endless time, right? But the afternoon is the universe's daily reminder that time is in fact strictly finite.
It's actually kind of crazy how seamlessly the progression of a single day aligns with the progression of a human lifespan. The morning mirrors childhood and early youth. Midday is our absolute prime. But the afternoon, that's the creeping realization of our advancing years. It brilliantly illustrates that youth slips away just as silently and just as inevitably as the afternoon transitioning into evening. You don't feel the exact moment it happens. You just suddenly realize, wow, the shadows are longer.
Moving on to Section 3. A call to reflection, checking your spiritual compass.
Now, I want to make something absolutely clear right now. Our sources aren't telling us this to make us depressed. No way, this is not a reason for despair. Actually, this is meant to be an incredibly empowering wake-up call. It forces us to ask a stark, very direct question. Where did today go? Take a second to really think about that. You started with a fresh, full 24 hours, but when 4 p.m. hits, where did those hours actually go?
And naturally, that thought process leads straight into a second, much heavier question. Where is your life going? Because if the day is just a miniature version of your existence, how are you spending the capital you've been given? Are you investing it in things that actually matter? Or is it quietly slipping through your fingers while you're busy looking the other way?
Because, let's be real, here is what usually consumes our hours. Classes, work, endless scrolling on social media, random conversations, making plans, chasing goals, and eventually just immense physical fatigue. It is daily chaos. We have these profound reflection questions on one hand, and then this loud, chaotic rush of everyday distractions on the other. It is absolutely no wonder we lose track of time. And this is exactly where the concept of the afternoon prayer comes in. According to the text, it acts as a really powerful call to self-reflection. It's basically a built-in mechanism for pausing the chaotic flow of the day. You stop, you take stock, and you turn toward the Creator. It functions as a spiritual anchor,
forcing a moment of accounting right in the very middle of all our modern distractions. It literally pulls you out of the doing and reminds you of the being.
There's a brilliant psychological insight here too. Morning passing time exhausts us, but directing that sorrow toward God or toward a higher purpose recalibrates our intentions and focuses us on the eternal. Really think about that. Just being sad that you're getting older or that the day is over, that drains your energy. It completely consumes you. But using that exact melancholy to correct your spiritual compass, that empowers you. It brings immense value because it shifts your focus away from what you're inevitably losing and toward the eternal things you can still build.
So the crucial point is how we actually apply this. Let's look at our final section. Time for the heart to recover, a practical step.
The true beauty of this philosophy is that it gives us a highly actionable takeaway, something you can literally use today. The text recommends a daily exercise featuring 3 very specific questions to ask yourself every single afternoon. Step 1, what did I give too much time to today? And you have to be honest with yourself here. Was it a crucial task or were you just staring at a screen? Step 2, what distracted me? Identify the noise that pulled you off course. And step 3, which is easily the most important one, what good step can I take before the day ends? This is brilliant because it proves the day isn't over yet. You still have time to make a positive, intentional move.
Ultimately, this whole framework reframes the core anxiety we discussed at the very beginning. Time is passing is not a scary phrase. As the text argues, with faith and awareness, it becomes an invitation. It transforms from a source of dread about aging into a source of hope and immediate motivation. The afternoon isn't mocking you, it's just inviting you to wake up and live deliberately.
Our final thought is perfectly summarized in the text. Turn pastime into blessing, not regret. Look, you can't get the morning back, and you can't get your earlier years back, but you are here in the afternoon, right now. The sun hasn't set yet, so I'll leave you with this. When you close this explainer and look at the clock, what are you going to do with the light you have left?